Uncle Michael Mookeye Bell, Gunditj Mara, Bowen Dick, General Member for the South West Region.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks. Just like to acknowledge the lands we're meeting on and pay respects to the elders past and present. Just like to shout out to my mum, also Auntie Tina Saunders, Auntie Sandra Onus, for the leadership in what they done with the Alcoa decision. It impacted me. Uncle Johnny Lovett, he was a lead for our native title back in 2008. Also, he had the Premier, a former Premier, sing Gunditj Mara people in this house. Obviously Sandra, my wife, our sons Billy and Miko, their little families, Archie, Tyler and Bailey. Just also acknowledge the elders in the room. It's really important. And you too, Briggsy, young Briggsy, I think the old boy's there. But Adam, your work across the country and the nation and the universe, brothers, is too deadly. And just want to say, it's heard loud and clear down in our country. And I just want to pay respects to you. And obviously your dad, as a young bloke going to Shepparton way back in the 80s to be under his wing there, it was an amazing journey, and that knowledge you take home. So I, Mookeye Bell, acknowledge my family, the Gunditj Mara, the Bowen Dick, pay respects to all my elders, past and present, and all First Nations people. Also acknowledge the traditional owners. And pay respects to all people in this country of Australia. Thanks. I'm honoured to be elected by the South West region of Gellung Warl, to be trusted to keep the treaty moving forward, as it's what I want to do. I thank those who voted for me, because it's very humbling to be elected. I acknowledge the newly elected members of Gellung Warl across Victoria, and I look forward to working with them together to implementing the Gellung Warl. I pay my respects to all previous members of the First Peoples Assembly for their contribution and dedication in creating Gellung Warl with our communities. So thank the staff from from the First Peoples Assembly. Your contributions are noted, and I say thanks. We also acknowledge the Victorian government. We needed partnerships. I always believe in partnerships, and here we are. We have a treaty in Victoria. It's important. To the warriors and the elders who led our resilience and leadership, these are the shoulders we are carried on. Our community members who provided us their and their families' stories in the Uruk Truth Be Told report, I acknowledge you, as they all had set a strong foundation for us to be seen and heard on matters that define us. I say thanks. I'm obviously a big fan of ACCO's, Aboriginal Community Control. It's what I've grown up in. I've had the privilege to be a part of, and been very, very safe in that area. So thanks to all you mob across Victoria, and obviously the TA movement as well. The Gellung Warl will continue truth and healing with the Nunya Yuruk Talkuna whole government to its promises through Ningma Ninga Wara and other outcomes like that. Going to be important. Just want to say, I see the contributions our First Nations people provide to our state of Victoria. As identified in the 2021 ABS report, over 23,000 Koris work in Victoria and contribute $2.4 billion. That's B. That's what we give. We give. So since 2021 to today, it's about $12 billion. We hear about the cost of treaty. You never hear what we give back and what we contribute. 10 years from now, it's $24 billion. I learned that from Uncle Paulie. He always talking about the future and how we contribute. Because we're always talking the deficit. Everyone in the room knows that. Every time, it's about what it costs. It's never about what we give. And everyone in the room and all the mob across Victoria, we know what we give every day. So we pay our way, and we should be acknowledged for what we contribute. As an Assembly member, I'll ensure our state of Victoria will hear our voices of the 66,000, as it's the Assembly's responsibility to have oversight on matters that define us. Being 1% of the state community, yet the most targeted, clearly demonstrates that racism and ignorance still needs to be addressed in this state. To bang on about the 1% is absolutely amazing. It sells the most papers, I think, and it tries to build political careers, which is a real shame. So the truth is that all Victorians contribute to the prosperity of this state, and we're part of that. Very important. In finishing, we know going back to an old style of oversight, the old status quo, is unproductive and no solutions for the future. Victoria is built on democracy that votes in leadership. It's proven successful. I say to our mobs to continue being strong in your culture, like our elders have done. Our population is growing every year, and it's important to have First Nations elected representative body in Victoria. As First Nation people knows what's best for First Nations people, and to continually strive in the state of Victoria. So, always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Thank you.